It's an oh so sweet 16. Hello and welcome to your oil spill for today. I'm Brock.
And I'm Team Ace. How you guys doing?
And today we're going to be going over all of the Sweet 16 games you'll be seeing this weekend. We're going to start with North Carolina and Washington State. This is going to be a little bit more of a challenge for North Carolina than they've had so far. North Carolina is a very dominant team. They'll play at any pace, and Washington State's going to want to slow it down. So I wouldn't be expecting North Carolina to be scoring it in the hundreds again. Yeah,
like you just mentioned, they scored in the hundreds in the last two games. So I think they'll dominate this game, but I don't think Washington State has a chance, really, personally.
All right, the next game we have is Louisville and Tennessee. This is going to be an interesting game. You have well-renowned coach Rick Pitino of Louisville going against a pretty new and upcoming coach in Bruce Pearl, who's had a really nice season in Tennessee. Eventually reached the #1 spot before losing to Vanderbilt. But I think this is going to be an interesting game. The guard play for Louisville is pretty good, I believe. They're pretty deep in the bench and in their starting in their guard play.
So Tennessee is also really good right now, and Bruce Pearl has gone to the NCAA tournament 3 times in his first 3 years, so that's really good. That speaks volumes for their program.
Yes, it does. We have in the Midwest bracket Kansas and Villanova. Now, Kansas is a very strong team. They really don't have any weaknesses. They can shoot your free throws. They can play slow. They can play fast. They can shut you down on defense.
Yep.
They have really strong forwards and guards. They have Mario Chalmers as a guard and Brandon Rush as a forward. Both can handle the ball. Both can score for you. So that's going to be really tough for a Villanova team that has really overachieved in this tournament, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I really believe that for Villanova to win, they're going to have a monster game from Scotty Reynolds.
Yeah, I had Villanova losing in the second round to Clemson, and they beat Clemson, so they just screwed up my entire bracket. The whole Midwest is pretty messed up, too.
Yeah. Now, here's one of my most intriguing matchups right here, Wisconsin and Davidson. Now, Davidson is my bracket buster this year. They knocked out my national champion last week in Georgetown, and I really didn't. I'm going to be honest. I really didn't have them going past the first round against Gonzaga. But Stephen Curry has been a monster against any team he's faced, averaging 30, 35 points a game in this tournament, the most outstanding player by far in this tournament. And he'll be going against a Wisconsin team that pretty much dismantled a strong candidate for the National Player of the Year, Michael Beasley, and his Kansas State team. And Trayvon Hughes had a good game with 25 points against them. So I think that's going to be an interesting game, a lot closer than people might think.
Yeah, because Wisconsin, I think that they've been doing really, really good so far. They've been doing good all season long. And Davidson, I just don't think they have enough athletes on that team to run with Wisconsin. So.
All right. Now, here's my personal game. I am a huge Michigan State fan, and they'll be going against Memphis. And many people everywhere think that this is going to be a close game. I also think so. They both can play defense. Both like to push the ball up and down the court. I think it's going to be in the 70s or 80s in the score. The one thing that you're going to have to watch is Memphis's free throw shooting. They do make free throws when it counts, but sometimes it's going to hurt them. You know, in the middle of the game when they're not making those free throws and they're not getting those extra points and keeping Michigan State close. I think that's going to be a challenge for Memphis. And Michigan State with Kalen Lucas and Drew Neitzel and Raymar Morgan is going to have to stay in the game. He can't get in early foul trouble for them to win.
I think so too. I think Michigan State goes as Drew Neitzel goes. I think he's the spark for their team. And Memphis, if you look at their last game, at one point they were shooting around 30% range for free throws. That's why the score, look at it, they only won by 3 points. So if they can hit their free throws, then that'll be good for them.
Yep. We have Stanford and Texas on the bill next. Stanford is coming off a last-second shot to beat Marquette, and that was a very entertaining game. They're going to be going up against a tough Texas team. For Texas to win this game, they're going to have to get some points down low.
Mm-hmm.
Stanford has some really good big men, and the twin brothers, Robin and Brooke Lopez.
Lopez brothers are good.
Yes, they are. They're pretty good. and Augustine's going to have to distribute the ball for Texas to win. What do you think?
I think so too. I think Texas will. I think they'll prevail and win this game. But who knows? I'm really calling this real close this time because you never know. So.
Next, we got a lot of people's favorite upset, UCLA and Western Kentucky. I really don't think this is going to be much of a contest. I really like UCLA. I think they got their scare last week in the form of Texas A&M, and I really think that they're going to come out strong and perform well.
I think so too. I was really upset when Western Kentucky won because I had Drake going to play UCLA, and I really didn't have San Diego winning either. So, hey, congratulations to them, but my bracket is completely messed up.
Whose isn't? And last on the bill, we have Xavier and West Virginia. I'm going to be honest, I don't know a lot about Xavier. I know that they won the Atlantic 10, and they probably deserve that 3 seed. And I know West Virginia has been playing a pretty good tournament right now. They went and beat Arizona, who a lot of people had beating West Virginia. And then they went and beat number 2 seed in Duke. And I really like their forward play of Joe Alexander.
Yeah.
I think that he's pretty good. And I think it was Missoula.
Yep.
Missoula. He really came through against Duke as well. And, you know, I could really call this game either way, but I think I'm going to go with West Virginia and Bob Huggins.
I think so too, just because I watched the Purdue and Xavier game, and I was thinking to myself, well, I don't know if Xavier can pull far enough, if they can play hard enough to get past to the, let's say, Elite Eight or Final Four. But I think they'll lose this game, even though they are a number 3 seed. So, who knows?
Well, we appreciate you listening to us today, and we'd like to thank you for listening to us the last couple of weeks. We'll see you when we get back. The national championship should be coming up here pretty soon, and we're looking forward to it. I hope you watch it too.
And Michigan State, for all you State fans, play at 9:57 tonight.
Tomorrow night.
Or tomorrow night, excuse me.
So, all right, thank you.